Hi, I'm David Stafford, Escambia County Supervisor of Elections. Let me begin by thanking you for your interest in serving as an election worker. Our county is very fortunate to have dedicated citizens like you who are willing to work to support our elections process. To give you a brief overview of all that goes on during a typical election day, my staff and I have prepared this short video. Our goal is to provide you with some basic information about the election worker team and the main election day tasks of each worker. So let's begin with an introduction to the different positions on the team. Each team has one clerk who is responsible for the overall operation of the polling location on election day. They're the boss. They verify delivery of supplies on the day before the election, maintain all paperwork, and return all ballots and materials to the Supervisor of Elections office at the end of the day. Each team also includes one eVid supervisor who assists the clerk as needed throughout the day. He or she is primarily responsible for the opening, closing, and operation of the eVid electronic poll books and helping the clerk troubleshoot. The eVid operators use the electronic poll books to check in voters and determine voter eligibility through verifying voter identification and comparing signatures. Once a voter has been checked in, the eVid operator issues a voting pass. Ballot issuers distribute ballots and secrecy sleeves to voters, maintain and audit ballot supplies, as well as assist the clerk in balancing vote totals with the cast ballots. Equipment operators are responsible for opening and closing the voting equipment and monitoring and troubleshooting equipment issues throughout the day. Finally, poll deputies who are appointed by the sheriff's office assure that order is maintained in the polling place, and they post signs and materials outside and near the polling place entrance. They also help guide voters to the polling room and assist in other duties as needed. On election day, the team of election workers arrives at the polling place no later than 6 a.m. Next, the team takes the poll worker oath and signs the payroll sheet. Then, members of the team verify and inventory supplies and begin setting up the equipment, which includes the eVid electronic poll books, the DS200 tabulator, and the Express Vote. The eVid is used to quickly check in voters and is set up by the eVid supervisor and the eVid operator. The eVid supervisor should read the setup instructions aloud as the operator prepares the machine for voters. The equipment operator is responsible for preparing the DS200 for operation. The DS200 is a digital ballot scanner that reads and stores ballots securely. Once the DS200 is ready, the equipment operator should prepare the Express Vote for use. The Express Vote is a ballot marking device for persons with disabilities. It uses magnifying, contrasting, touchscreen, and audio technology to allow voters to conveniently mark a ballot at the polling place. Other duties, such as setting up voting booths, must be performed before a polling place is ready for voters. These tasks can be delegated by the clerk to members of the team as needed. While no two polling places are exactly alike, this overview will give you a general understanding of the equipment layout and voter flow. The eVid check-in station will be located near the entrance of the polling room. The clerk will be stationed nearby so that he or she can quickly alleviate any issues that might arise. When a voter receives their voting pass from the check-in table, he or she will then proceed to the ballot issuer for a paper ballot and a secrecy sleeve. The voting booths in the Express Vote will be a few feet away from the issuer to assure that voters can mark their ballots privately. The DS200s will be located near an electrical outlet close to the room's exit. Keep in mind that in many polling locations, voters will enter and exit through the same door. Here's a look at a typical election day experience. Upon arriving at the polling place, voters will be greeted by the poll deputy. Once inside the polling room, they will proceed to the check-in station. Here, the eVid operator will ask for proper identification. A comprehensive list of proper identification can be found in the county's voter guide or on EscambiaVotes.com. The eVid operator will use the ID to search for the voter in the eVid. If the voter produces a Florida driver's license or Florida identification card, then the operator can simply swipe the card with a magnetic strip. If necessary, the voter can provide an alternative form of identification. Then the operator can manually search for the voter. If the operator cannot locate a voter in the database, then the voter will be referred to the eVid supervisor or clerk for further assistance. When voters are found in the eVid, they will sign a signature pad and receive a voting pass. Then they will give their voting pass to the ballot issuer, who will issue them a paper ballot inside of a secrecy sleeve. Voters can then proceed to a private voting booth to mark their ballot. Voters with disabilities are allowed to use the Express Vote. After marking their ballot, voters proceed to a DS200 tabulator where they will be guided through the process of submitting their ballots so they can be counted. I hope that you found this video helpful in determining whether or not you're interested in serving as an election worker. If selected, you'll receive extensive training, which will include additional information on polling place procedures and extensive hands-on practice with our voting equipment. Thank you again for your interest in serving the citizens of Escambia County.